Good morning to you, and thanks for waking up with us on Daybreak. I'm Matt Howardson.
And I'm Dia Wall. We've got a lot to get to this morning, including the President's State of the Union address. But first, meteorologist Greg Fields has our forecast, and Erica Lopez is tracking the roads.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, we are following an overnight crash. It is clearing out right now. So I'm going to show you, I would say, relatively low impact. Just one ramp closure is still in effect at this time of the morning. Otherwise, pretty quiet.
Yeah, it was pretty windy yesterday, too, Greg.
It was. It's going to be a little breezy this morning. Winds dying down some, but those temperatures, they're going to be climbing today. So we are looking at some very warm temperatures, a much warmer start out there for you. So let's get you on out this morning. We'll start out with our tower cam here, looking from Fair Park back at downtown Dallas. A warm 59 degrees out there for you. Those winds are still a bit brisk, but only gusting to 17 miles per hour right now. So they will be lighter than they were yesterday, but again, still breezy heading on out the door this morning. Those south winds you see sustained at 11. But look how much warmer it is in Dallas. 13 degrees warmer, 20 degrees warmer heading up to McKinney, 15 degrees warmer compared to yesterday getting out to Denton here. So we'll have those temperatures in the 50s for everyone, upper 50s in fact, heading out to Greenville, McKinney at 57, 56 up along the Red River here this morning. So yes, it will be a warmer start. We'll have some partly to mostly sunny skies, and notice the winds, they do come down only out of the south at 5 to 10 as we head home later today, but a very warm 83 for that high later on today. So we'll be slightly cooler to end the week. We'll talk more about that for you coming up here in just a little bit. But now over to Erica, checking on traffic.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. Yeah, right now we want to show you the traffic impact commute out here as far as our map goes at 5:02. A lot of green out here. I'd say for the most part, no need to rush out the door. We're looking pretty great. Lots of green out here, except one spot. So we do have an overnight crash still clearing right now. Southbound 35E and Louisiana Avenue. We do know that it was a single vehicle fatal crash. We know one person died, one person was taken to the hospital. So as it stands, not a full closure. We just have this right-hand lane and ramp closed off. All other lanes on 35E southbound are still open and moving. So this is really the only thing that's still under investigation that we're following early this morning. The rest of the Metroplex looking pretty good up in Collin County, 75 and Renner Road moving nicely out that way. Same thing across Rockwall County. No delays on I-30 westbound just yet. Matt and Dia.
Okay, thank you so much, Erica. Dallas voters asked for more police in 2024, but recruits spend a lot of time training at an academy many in the department say needs serious work.
Today, city leaders take a step toward replacing it while wrestling with the price tag. Chris Sadeghi joins us now from DPD's current training facility. And Chris, that building behind you opened up in 1990.
Yeah, Dia, it is old, and we're actually just a few moments away. They're going to give us a look inside so our viewers can see it with their own eyes, just how old it is and what needs replacing, because the city council will vote today on a new management project or management contract for the new facility. The new facility long delayed, and it is needed because this is part of the equation as Dallas PD tries to reach staffing levels mandated by Prop U that was passed by voters in 2024. Right now, they're at 3,300 officers, which is their highest level in years, but still well short of the 4,000 officer mandate. The department says a new training academy impacts recruiting and is needed to help meet those staffing levels. In addition to the project management contract, though, City Manager Kim Tolbert says it's possible the city's going to have to ask voters for an additional bond to help pay for the new training academy's funding deficit. So the voters said they wanted more public safety. We could find out just how much they're willing to pay for it. And coming up at 6 o'clock, we will show you just what it looks like inside. Dia and Matt, back to you.
Okay, looking forward to that, Chris. Today, city council members also expected to vote on a new contract for police officers and firefighters, too. The deal a bit unusual because it runs only through September of this year instead of the typical 3 years. The proposal would bump up education incentive pay by $100, let lateral officers count all their years of experience for pay purposes with no cap, and increase starting salaries. City and Police Association officials tell WFAA they expect the next contract to be longer.
We're tracking an Amber Alert out of Austin this morning. You may have gotten it on your phone last night, but that 12-year-old girl at the center of it is still missing. Take a look at your screen this morning. This is Jaslyn Anzora. She was last seen around midnight on Tuesday. Investigators believe she may be with an 18-year-old man, Henry Mejia. Police say he may be driving a red 2017 Ford Mustang with an Instagram logo sticker on the passenger side window. If you see them or have any information, please call 911 immediately.
Now to President Donald Trump and his State of the Union, the longest on record.
He touched on the economy, border security, and declared that the country is, quote, winning. Here's ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
In the longest State of the Union speech in American history, President Trump making his case directly to voters and touting the economy ahead of November's midterm elections.
The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot.
But the latest ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll shows 57% of voters disapprove of how Trump is handling the economy. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Americans are paying more for energy, up 6.3% from last year. And the Nonpartisan Tax Foundation says that the president's tariffs cost the average American household $1,000 in 2025. The president also criticizing the Supreme Court's ruling striking down his sweeping global tariffs as the justices looked on. Dozens of Democrats skipped the speech in protest, some attending a People's State of the Union protest at the National Mall. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger delivered the Democrats' response, blaming the president's tariffs for rising cost.
The president is planning for new tariffs, another massive tax hike on you and your family. And Republicans in Congress, they remain unwilling to assert their constitutional authority to stop him. They're making your life harder. They're making your life more expensive.
And Spanberger also discussed the president's immigration enforcement, saying it's led to chaos in American communities, including in Minnesota, where 2 Americans were killed by federal law enforcement. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
WFAA senior political reporter Jason Whiteley is joining us this morning live in studio to put the State of the Union in context and break down some of the key moments. Stick around for that at 6 o'clock.
The U.S. has lifted its shelter-in-place alert for Americans in parts of Mexico, saying conditions have returned to normal. The warning was issued after unrest following the killing of a cartel leader over the weekend. Flights in Guadalajara are back on schedule, and some airlines have added extra flights in and out of Puerto Vallarta. Businesses and public transportation have also resumed normal operations. However, U.S. government staff in the area still under a nighttime curfew as of this morning.
5:07 now to 3 things you need to know this morning. We're starting with a new and emotional plea from Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie in the disappearance of her mother. Savannah and her siblings are now offering a $1 million reward for information that leads to Nancy Guthrie. It's been nearly 4 weeks since she was last seen at her home in Arizona. And sources tell ABC News the family was ready to offer that much of a reward from the start, but they were advised to wait until this point in the investigation. An American Airlines plane is out of service as Colombian authorities investigate bullet holes found in the right wing. They were found by the ground crew after landing in Medellin from Miami. It's unclear when or where that damage occurred, but the plane is now back at DFW Airport for repairs. Leaders in 2 North Texas cities are moving forward with their votes whether or not to stay in Dallas area rapid transit. Addison and Highland Park residents will see it on the ballot on May 2nd. Meanwhile, Farmers Branch is hitting pause, reversing course, and withdrawing its membership vote. All of this comes a day after Plano accepted a new funding deal, giving them more sales tax revenue from DART, a plan that also gives each city a seat on the board.
All right, 5:08 right now. Still to come on Daybreak, new fallout from the July 4th floods in the Texas Hill Country.
If there was a plan in place, there was a 100% chance that these girls would still be with us.
The father speaks out and a new lawsuit filed by families demanding answers. What they're asking for now.
The countdown is on in Arlington. The Grand Prix just weeks away, and a behind-the-scenes look at how the streets there are getting race ready.
Plus, one man's problem at Costco. How can you shop and eat at the same time? The solution he came up with that's now being sold nationwide.
And a snack that's taking off online. How one man is taking the Hot Pocket to the next level.
All right, looking at that morning rush forecast out there for you, giving you a green light once again. We'll have some partly cloudy skies out there, but it is warm, upper 50s, a little breezy still with those winds out of the south at 10 to 20, lighter winds, but warmer temperatures this afternoon. We'll have that forecast for you coming up.
And right now we are following an overnight wreck that has not fully cleared out. 35E, this is just a little bit south of downtown Dallas. It's 35E southbound in Louisiana Avenue. We still have police out here. That ramp is blocked off, but other lanes of travel are still open and moving.